Alright, so I already know this video is going to get a lot of backlash. But let's talk about the one-button rotation. You've heard the jokes, you've seen the memes, this class plays itself, I can macro this spec to my mouse wheel. But what if I told you that's not actually a bad thing? What if I told you that one-button rotations might just be one of the best things Blizzard ever added to World of Warcraft? Now before you jump down in the comments flaming me, typing "you're trash" in all caps, take a breath, kick back, enjoy the montage of one-button rotation in action, and let me explain why this isn't the disaster some people make it out to be. Let's start with the most obvious win: accessibility. Not everyone wants to, or can, press 30 keybinds in perfect sequence just to play at a decent level. Some players have physical limitations. Others are new to MMOs. Some are just casual and want to jump in after work without needing a 3-ring binder of macros and weak auras. One-button or simplified rotations lower the barrier to entry. They let more people enjoy the game without gatekeeping mechanics. And the best part? Blizzard has designed them in a way where they're easy to play, but not necessarily easy to master. You still have positioning, cooldown management, situational awareness, and team coordination. So even if you're pressing fewer buttons, you're still making meaningful decisions. World of Warcraft's combat is at its core for gameplay. Whether you're doing arenas, Mythic Plus, or Battleground Blitz, and even raids, the actual combat is fast-paced and situational. And when your rotation is bloated, you're forced to stare at your action bars instead of the battlefield. One-button or streamlined rotations let you focus on what matters: enemy movement, CC chains, interrupts, health bars, burst windows. You're playing the game, not just a keyboard. It's no surprise that some of the most popular PvP specs right now are ones with simple damage rotations and powerful utility. Because when it comes down to it, nobody cares how complicated your opener is if you're caught out of position and die with Trinket up. This is the part where elitists scoff. One-button rotations are brain dead. But hold on, depth doesn't come from button bloat. It comes from decision-making. Take a spec like Beast Mastery Hunter or Ret Paladin. They're not complex on the surface, but in PvP, you're making dozens of small decisions every minute. When to kite, when to LOS, when to hold burst, when to peel, when to press defensive CDs. And that matters way more than whether you have 17 rotational abilities. Complexity for the sake of complexity isn't good design. Meaningful choices are. Here's the twist. Blizzard knows this is the future. Look at Dragonflight and 10.2.6 onwards. More specs are getting streamlined, less filler, more impact. They're pruning dead buttons and making the core rotation feel satisfying and responsive. Even in the new Warband system and follower dungeons, Blizzard is leading into making the game less punishing for casual players. One-button specs fit perfectly into that philosophy. They want WoW to feel like a game again, not a spreadsheet simulator. So yeah, one-button rotations aren't a problem. They're part of the solution. They make WoW more accessible, more fun, more watchable, and more focused on the actual gameplay, instead of memorizing piano-level rotations. And here's the kicker. When bad or inexperienced players can actually contribute, that's a net positive for everyone. It means fewer deadweight teammates in battlegrounds. It means more competitive solo shuffle rounds. It means random dungeon groups don't fall apart because someone couldn't execute a 12-step opener. Simplified rotations raise the floor, and when the floor gets higher, the whole team stands taller. It's good for players, it's good for balance, and it's good for the community. Let people have fun. Let them play simple specs and still compete, because at the end of the day, it's still World of Warcraft. And whether you're smashing one button or 10, you're still in the fight and still having fun. If you've ever dominated an arena, battleground, dungeon, or raid with a simple rotation, hit that like button. Drop a comment and let me know what you think. And hey, subscribe for more hot takes on WoW design. Catch you in the next one.